Hi all, today we're going to take a look at what the Mangekyou Sharingan is, its abilities, and its users. Let's get started. The Mangekyou Sharingan is an advanced form of the Sharingan. A Mangekyou Sharingan is distinguished from a normal Sharingan by its appearance, which changes the form of the Tomo seal. While the exact design differs for each user, they all resemble pinwheels. It is initially awakened by the trauma suffered from witnessing the loss of someone dear, usually their death. The Mangekyou Sharingan retains all of the Sharingan's generic abilities. In addition to that, the Mangekyou grants powerful abilities that differ between each eye, though abilities may be similar in nature. Even more, it can cause considerable damage to their being, leaving the body in agonizing pain and causing deterioration to their vision, until eventually, overusage leaves them blind. Their vision can be restored by transplanting the eyes of an Uchiha with strong blood ties, ideally a sibling, thus awakening the so-called Eternal Mangekyou Sharingan. Unlike the standard Sharingan, a transplanted Mangekyou Sharingan can be freely activated or deactivated by non-Uchiha at will. Unlike with other transplants, this second evolution will allow the user to retain their original techniques. Although these eyes merge the designs of the two Uchiha's Mangekyou Sharingan, they're still the eyes of the previous owner, and thus react to certain techniques that are aimed at the original owner's Mangekyou Sharingan. Also, they no longer suffer any negative side effects from using them, even reducing chakra draining to an unnoticeably minimal level. And now on to the personalities who have managed to awaken and use these eyes. Indra Ōtsutsuki, the son of the Sage of the Six Ways. He was the first user of the Mangekyou Sharingan that he got by killing his two best friends. The individual abilities of each of his eyes were unknown, except that he was able to use Susanoo. In anime with his left eye, he was able to use Hinokagutsuchi to produce black flames. Madara Uchiha awakened the Eternal Mangekyou by transplanting his younger brother Izuna's eyes. Madara's original eyes looked like this, and after the transplant, they looked like this. It's not known what the individual abilities of each of his eyes were, but he was able to use Susanoo. The straight tomo of his Mangekyou Sharingan granted him fluidity in his movements when fighting. Towards the end of his life, Madara was able to evolve his eyes into Rinnegan, which he transplanted to Nagato when Nagato was a child without anybody ever knowing. Madara's brother Izuna Uchiha awakened his Mangekyou Sharingan shortly after Madara did. It's not known what the individual abilities of each of his eyes were. Before he died, he entrusted his eyes to Madara in order to restore his vision and thus protect the Uchiha from extinction. Shisui Uchiha. Shisui awakened his Mangekyou Sharingan after he allowed his friend and rival to die. With each of his eyes, he could use Kotoamatsukami, a powerful genjutsu that manipulates a target's thoughts so perfectly and absolutely that no one completely, including the target, would have the slightest idea that they were being controlled. However, this technique couldn't be used with the same eye again until after a period of time, or more precisely, once every 10 years. In the anime, awakening the Mangekyou Sharingan in both eyes allowed him to use Susanoo. Itachi Uchiha. Itachi awakened his Mangekyou Sharingan after witnessing the suicide of his best friend, Shisui Uchiha, shortly before the Uchiha clan downfall. With his left Mangekyou, he could use Tsukuyomi, an extremely powerful genjutsu that distorts the victim's perception of time. With his right Mangekyou, he could use Amaterasu, creating inextinguishable black flames at the user's focal point. Since he awakened both his Mangekyou, he could use Susanoo, which he reinforced with the most powerful artifacts. You can find out more about all the famous Susanoo in the tooltip above. Obito Uchiha, possessor of probably the strongest Mangekyou ability. Obito awakened his Mangekyou Sharingan after the death of Rin Nohara during the Third Shinobi World War. Obito himself only had his right eye at the time, but the event caused his Mangekyou to simultaneously awaken in Kakashi Hatake, who wielded Obito's left eye. Both eyes wielded Kamui, able to teleport targets to and from Kamui's dimension, though in different manners. The right eye was able to use close-range Kamui, teleporting the user and/or those they're in contact with. By teleporting only parts of their body there, they could in effect seamlessly pass through other matter. The left eye was able to use long-range Kamui, creating a barrier around a target that teleported them, also able to produce an attraction force to draw other targets close enough in. The left eye could also target the user themselves for complete teleporting. By gaining the power of both eyes, Kakashi was able to use Susanoo, as well as sealing the power of Kamui and shurikens by moving something when hit. Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke awakened his Mangekyou Sharingan after witnessing his older brother Itachi Uchiha die in battle with him and learning the truth behind his actions. The eternal Mangekyou Sharingan he got after transplanting his brother's eyes. The normal version of the Dojutsu looks like this, and after Itachi's eyes were transplanted, the pattern added on, overlapping the previous one. With either eye, Sasuke can cast Amaterasu, as well as shape and extinguish them. Because he awakened both of his Mangekyou, he can use Susanoo. After acquiring the half of Hagoromo Otsutsuki's chakra, Sasuke's left eye evolved further, into a Rinnegan. While Sasuke is evidently unable to deactivate the Rinnegan, it retains access to all the left Mangekyou's abilities. Sasuke's father is Fugaku Uchiha. In the anime, Fugaku Uchiha had awakened his Mangekyou Sharingan after witnessing a sacrifice of his dear friend during the Third Shinobi World War. Although not much is known about his Mangekyou, Fugaku was confident it was strong enough to control the Nine Tails. Sasuke's daughter, Sarada Uchiha. Sarada awakened her Mangekyou Sharingan when Boruto Uzumaki was framed for killing the 7th Hokage due to Kawaki's wish, crying in fear for Boruto's safety. Shin Uchiha, the subject of Orochimaru and the man who tried to resurrect Akatsuki. This Mangekyou Sharingan form was uniquely shared between multiple, yet connected individuals. With his right eye, Shin Uchiha was able to telekinetically manipulate any objects after first branding them with a special mark that he placed by direct contact with his hand. Shin's clones, being genetically identical to him, possess the same Mangekyou Sharingan design, and with it the same telekinetic powers. And lastly, 4 members of the Uchiha clan who have only been mentioned in the anime are worth mentioning: Naka, Baru, Rai, and Naori. On this video comes to an end. Mangekyou Sharingan is an incredibly strong dojutsu that only the likes of this video could match. Thanks for watching and see you again.